Yeah, I'm kind of sticking where I'm at. I probably could. I don't know. I've ever really thought about ever going through and getting tested. I probably could go and get tested right away. I have a pretty decent palate for that kind of stuff already. So I have judged kind of informally several different times, including for one that a local there's a different homebrew club that's called the Carolina Brewmasters, and they do a regional competition called the U.S. Open in June every year
Mhm.
in the Southeast, and so I will help judge that a lot of times with their club. So we do a lot of different cross club stuff because there's several of them in my area.
That's awesome.
And so there's like 5 of us that are meeting actually Sunday morning to kind of talk about like, hey, if you want to do some different events or get-togethers or meetups for the different
Mhm.
clubs, like what should we do this year? So we're all kind of talking together on Sunday, and I meet a lot of them judging because we go to these different events and stuff. And so
Mhm.
I don't do it all the time.
Gotcha.
There are people who are BJCP certified, so they like to get those guys to go all the way down to like, Asheville and or not Asheville, but Atlanta and everything, even for like the
Mhm.
Malt Monkeys ones and stuff. And so it would be good to eventually do that. I usually do get paired with somebody who is BJCP certified. But it is kind of interesting even to help steward or anything. So even if you're not, or you're a kind of a novice, is that, they're going to pair you with somebody who knows what they're doing, number one. And it helps you kind of hone in and see if you get those same type of flavors or feedback because you both taste, you both kind of do this, and then you discuss it a little bit, and you do learn stuff from the other
Mhm.
person. Like I found that the guy I got paired with last year, he was a I think he's even a cicerone. I mean, he was crazy good, but
Mm.
he knew he could not taste diacetyl. Like he's not very prone to it. Can't pick it up very well, but I could, and he's like, "Hold on, I think you're right, but I can't taste it very well." So I know a guy, he's across the room. I'm gonna have him taste this thing. And he's like, he comes back, "Yep, diacetyl bomb. You're 100% right." I'm like, so, but he can't pick it up and he just knows his weakness, right? Like everybody's palate's a little bit different. So it is cool. You learn a lot. You taste a lot of good beers, a lot of not so good beers, but also you can, especially as much as I've been doing this now, home brewing, you can kind of critique a little bit and maybe say, okay, well, if you were to take the same thing and maybe change
Mhm.
the mass temperature or maybe a little more hops or a little bit this or change this about a recipe, you can kind of give people some feedback
Right.
about maybe how to match the style better. So one thing that's different about judging versus just brewing a big beer, you're not trying to, or brewing a good beer, you're not trying to say, is this a good beer? Would I drink it? I mean, yes, but you're matching it to the style guidelines. So it could be a fantastic beer, but it scores really low because it's actually not in the category you put it in, right? So, a wise man at one of these events once told me, "I brew a beer, and then the beer tells me what category it's in." Yeah, so you can brew an IPA all day, and if it tastes more like a pale ale, you put it in the pale ale category, right? Or something like that, right?
Yep,
Or
yep.
he actually won first place in a national homebrew competition, the AHA competition, and he was trying to brew a different beer and entered it as a black IPA and won first place.
There you
Isn't
go.
that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's like, "This beer wasn't that, it was something different," and so when I tasted it, I just matched the style guidelines, and he got first place at a beer he did not try to brew that style beer and got first place nationally in the
Yeah.
competition.
So I've
Isn't that crazy?
not heard that story. I've
Yeah.
heard this before. Like you go to your homebrew club with your beer, you don't tell them what it is. You have everyone taste it, and they're like, "Oh, I think it's this." And you're like going, "Cool." Then you enter that beer into the competition as what they say it is. I've heard that a few
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. And so, like, you could make a beer that's, like, overly roasty or something like that, and you didn't intend it to be, but it could, like, hey, now it's more like in this your Rausch beer category, like, it's not smoky, I guess, but, like,
Yeah, I
you
get you
could try
saying.
to, you can kind of steer it into a different category. You might be going for a Marzen, but it's less malty or something, and now all of a sudden it becomes a better amber ale or something,
Mhm.
and so there are happy accidents in
Guys,
brewing, and
100%.
so you could be steering it with there